Yo, 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 what up, Rejuvenators? This is your boy, DTM, the Rejuvenator man. I am high as a kite on chocolate and durian. That's where we'll start today. What the heck is in my fridge? I go to my friends' houses. I hate to say it, they're gonna be mad as hell, but I'm telling you, man, your fridge tells me a lot. And you know what it tells me about most is your colon. When you look in the fridge, in the old condiments, it's okay to use condiments and stuff, but you gotta use them up real quick while they're fresh. And it's better to have a diet where there's no condiments. You know what I'm saying? I have sea salt and I have some curry powder. And those are my two condiments. And sometimes I have olive oil, you know? So those are my condiments, you know? And I know they're frowned down upon by some people. And ideally, I'm working my way up to the, well, breatharian eventually, but the super clean. But for now, what I'm doing is just very simple and basic, you know, just as clean as I can get it, while simultaneously I'm working with the inner child. And it's like, I love food, you know, and I'm like, okay, I can't fight you, little guy. We're gonna have to work together. The sage would just fast for the rest of his life. He'd be a toothpick, a lightning rod of God, you know. And the man, he would get, you know, he would be very well in tune with the, we'll go over that in a second. The man will be very well in tune with the sage. Like, okay, I understand the implications of fasting and, you know, really high vibrational, pure living, you know, food. But the inner child and the baby too. The baby is the one that's like, Mommy, I love you, I want feed, you know. And then the little boy, he's also like, hey man, the only thing we've ever had was food. So if you don't mind, give me something delicious and tasty or I'm gonna freak out, you know. It can fast for like 7 days, 10 days, you know. It even did 40 days once, 21 days, 28 days, you know, but it gets a little bit like grouchy. So I'm trying to work with that little inner child. And so, see, we can get everybody in alignment with these sort of higher ideals without being like forcing the willpower, but making it more of a gentle, nurturing approach to, you know, refinement to the highest levels. And it's easier for some than others. And what I think makes it difficult for this one sometimes, and everybody basically, but not everyone. Some people can really do this and they embrace the super clean and they don't use any salt and they don't use any olive oil or anything like that. But, and I appreciate that and I respect that 100%, but I've had to embrace and accept myself where I'm at. Actually, I love olive oil. I think it's great. And I love fat. I mean, I really, really love fat, especially being a Vata type. It just balances. And I love olive oil. I just consider it fruit juice, you know. And we could argue all day and everything else. And I've never had a problem with my weight. If I did, I might have to consider that. But anyways, you know, you could nitpick your way all the way through it. And there's no way I can explain this to everyone. You kind of have to understand yourself, where you're at and what you're aspiring. My aspirations are way up here, and then where I'm at is kind of like trotting my way to the higher levels through understanding and compassion, which sometimes you force it. You're judgmental and critical of yourself. You're a loser. You can't even go without salt, you piece of shit, you know. And you're just like having this inner battle. You're like, I'm a fat pig, you know. And then you start going, okay, hold on. And then you start tapping into those inner archetypes where, like I said, the master, he would just fast. Or he would eat like 1 bean a day, you know, to minimize and maximize that presence of life force energy. And so there's all these different energies that need to be worked through. And with childhood trauma and addictions, you know, it takes a little bit longer. There's a lot of people that I think that are my clients, and they're strung out on the fast food and stuff. I mean, that's 100% drugs. And for me, you know, I had all my drugs of choice, which I used to manage all the feelings I didn't want to feel and to, you know, activate different states of consciousness until I could learn how to manage all that without anything, you know. So getting sober, and then getting sober, you know, then you've got like one last modulator. And for me, it's like food, you know, after a crazy day, or if I'm like, I went through a pretty serious, severe depression actually recently. And, you know, I got my heart broken, and then I just, all the childhood stuff, and I just spun downward into this the hole where there was just no light left at the end of the tunnel. So I was just, you know, pigging out. It's not really, I mean, my lowest low is actually pretty goddamn high, because my lowest low is like Whole Foods, man. You know, I might steam some broccoli and, you know, eat way too much, you know, olive oil on it or something. I mean, my low is pretty high. There's no drive-through action going. So I don't mean to sound snippy or snappy, but you know, I'm trying to live up to my highest ideals, and that's taken me 23 years, and I'm finally starting to go, I think I could do this. After years and years of flipping and flopping and juice fasting and binging and water fasting, and nobody understands that they're going to be, let me tell you, Dan, you're just not getting enough carbs. Carb the fuck up, you know, and you're going to be like, okay, you know, that's, everyone's got their little trip, and they live in this microscopic niche. Luckily, I've been shattered and blasted and slam blasted and lamb blasted from each and every side, so I have a lot of understanding, and then that develops compassion, and it's like, oh, so there's not really one little meme or bullet point or simple concepts, you know. And I picked on 80-10-10 in one of my things, and I didn't pick on it, I just said that's one example of, here's this concept, you know. And it's great, because concepts are great at a certain point, but then at another point of your evolution, you have to leave concepts behind, you know. And so I don't have anything. I think 80-10-10 is great, you know. I eat more fat than that, you know, because I just do, and I like it, and it works for me. And I also love amino acids, and I love all kinds of supplements and everything else, and I just do all this crazy cool stuff that's fun, because I'm stuck here on Earth, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. Oh, it's gonna get too hot. That's the problem with this phone. It's cooking. Hold on a second, folks. I didn't think of that. I gotta put a little thing behind here. Ow. Oh, that's gonna make it all funky. Hopefully that's enough to cover it. Anyways, I can't even see myself now because there's a towel wrapped around it, but hopefully that keeps her from getting too hot, because I forgot about that. It always overheats, and I didn't even get to the point of my video. I was just rambling on, but we're gonna put this up anyways and see if anyone can dig it. I don't know if I really said anything you can resonate with, except what I'm trying to, summation is, you know, balance, open-mindedness, willingness to let go. I'm all about like nutritional density. Some people don't like the juice. I like green juices because you can get a lot of concentrated vitamins and minerals in a green juice. It just soaks right into your body. That keeps your hair from going gray, and it keeps your skin nice. You drink that juice, you get that luminescence, you know. Anyhow, I got my own way. I don't say it's the only one way, but I keep my mind super open. And, you know, and besides, there's a part of me that wants to be kind of perfect. I know it seems it's hard to explain. You know, you gotta enjoy it while you simultaneously become more refined in your approach to moderation, simplicity, cleanliness of diet, and consciousness in diet. And I've done quite a bit as far as like, give up Thanksgiving and Christmas and drive-throughs and, you know, going out to dinner and stuff like that. I've given up a lot. And now I'm just trying to get to the details, and I'm very well aware of what everyone's, oh my God, olive oil. It's like salt, oil, and sugar, you know? And I get it. I understand the thing about the salt for sure, because it makes you want to eat more. And then I understand about the oil, but I've drank so much olive oil. It's like, okay, none of that's true, because otherwise I'd have had a heart attack and be 5,000 pounds overweight. So that's not true either. Like olive oil on a salad, I think helps to absorb fat soluble vitamins and creates a nice savoriness. If I was trying to lose weight, I might cut that out, you know. But yeah, so sometimes I ramble on these videos and that I don't post them because I think, well, what's the point? You know, like you didn't really get to the point. Like everyone believes in their own beliefs and I don't. I just believe in pay attention, be awake, learn your own intuition. It will tell you what you need to do, you know, and you will understand when you try more things like, hey, I'm going to try this Paradigm natural protein. And you're like, whoa, zoom. You're like, oh, okay, was that a fluke? And then you try it the next day and you're like, zoom, balanced. And you're like, you try it over and over again. And every time you take all 22 of those essential amino acids with your meal, you just zoom. You're like, okay, something about having all 22 essential amino acids in your stomach at one time makes you super centered and balanced. That's all I can say. So then that's my own experience. And then I'm like, I bring that in, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to describe, but the one thing I know for sure, like basically, again, to sum it up, you know, like whole food. And I guess, do they consider olive oil a whole food? Maybe not. If I could find raw olives and saturate my body with raw olives to get that olive oil in there, I would do that. But it's a hard finding olives that are high quality. There used to be these Peruvian sun-dried olives that had no salt and no oil. They were just big, fat, thick, meaty balls of amazingness, mineral rich, fatty, and I just can't find them anywhere. You know, so I want that olive oil in my diet, and I want omega-3s, DHA, hemp seeds, and all the nuts and seeds, and the seaweeds, and the mushrooms I like, and I like the enzymes and the probiotics, and I like the chlorella, the spirulina, the blue-green algae. You know, I like to play with all of that, and I've been very blessed, and I feel better than ever because I'm adopting all of these. I'm allowing them, and then I'm finding more balance without criticism and judgment against those things that actually do work for me. But then we get online and it says, oh, don't do this, don't do that. This teacher says this teacher says that. And everybody becomes like a guru to one guru, thinking they have the be all end all, and they don't. You know what I'm saying? So you have to find out a lot of different things and make your own best decisions. You can worship someone if you want. I don't. I took a lot from Lou. I took a lot from Tavis. I took a lot from Dr. Morse. I took a lot from Hilton Hotima. I took a lot from Arnold Ehret. I took a lot from the yogis. I've taken a lot from many, many, many teachers. And I've found my own way to just be right in the center and keep really, really good health. And if I start to get a little congested or clogged up or eat too much and get a little mucus, I blast it out of there with a juice fast or a water fast or a dry fast. So I don't allow myself to build up the mucus or get overly stressed to where I've got to like get to the point where you get sick. So I just never get sick. So I don't do perfectly all the time, but I've got these tools where I can sense it, like you're getting a little congested, you've overeaten, especially when I was depressed, and I had to kind of clean myself up, clean up my gut, clean up the diet, and get feeling a little bit better. So now I'm feeling a lot better. But those times of depression and hard times, they make you compassionate. You learn and grow with and, you know, as yourself. You get to know yourself, and, you know, you just become a better person through those hard times. And then you want to make it so a little bit easier for everyone else. That's why I just completely stopped criticizing or judging for what people eat, because it's a very personal thing. And people are just struggling, and they're like, you're going to take away my food? You know, they want to kick you in the head, you know? So you're just trying to be like, hey, I ain't trying to take away your food, but I'm just trying to help you where you're at. with what you're dealing with in your life right now. Let me help you where you are instead of trying to judge you and criticize you for, you know, some of your limitations, because I got my own limitations I'm working through. You know, if I could be the perfect person, some of these people have that down, you know, and I really respect them, you know, but I don't have that because, you know, but for me it's like, if I'm gonna, is it gonna be weed, alcohol, cocaine, methamphetamines, or a little bit of salt? I'm like, okay, Dan, relax, you know what I mean? Just a little bit of salt, that's my drug, you know, for right now. And eventually I hope to sober up from it, but I had to make peace with it because it's like, bro, you got to think you were a crackhead. And it always is some white powder, and now it's just a little bit of, it's never been sugar, never been a sugar person, I'm a savory guy. It's like, oh, it's salty, so salty, you know. So, you know, thanks for just putting up for my eccentricities and stuff. And then, you know, I'm not perfect. And I go around, I had this weight on my shoulders because I respect the people that live those more hygienic, perfect lifestyles. But I feel so balanced myself that I'm going to say, you know what, I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to follow the beat of my own rhythm because I'm trying to find my own balance, and I'm becoming my own guru and following my own heart. And I recommend you do the same. Can you dig it, baby? I know that you can, Dan the man with the master plan. I hope you got something out of this video. I'm crazier than a goddamn loon. And I try to explain things and express things in a way that can be helpful, but sometimes I know I'm just ranting on like a mumbling guy because there's so many contexts. I'm operating at like, you know, I've noticed I'm like operating at like 4 or 5 different levels at any given time. And I can tap into any one of those levels, but what I'm doing is I'm speaking now more so from all the levels at the same time, while the most important level is the remembrance that we are divine beings. And our thoughts are more powerful than the actual food or the substance itself. So if you're like, I'm a fat pig eating this donut's gonna make me fat, you know, then the donut will make you fat. But if you're like, I'm gonna take this donut, it's gonna power me up, get me through this day, you know what I'm saying? Then that's what that does, you know? I'm not recommending donuts, but you can see that your mind is very powerful, and your mind is like bolts of lightning that shoot through the ethers. So that's why I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna eat the donut, just eat that sucker with joy in your heart and gratitude, and say, this donut is gonna power me through the day, man. I'm gonna have a great workout. I'm gonna get all this work done for my boss because he's a jerk. I'm gonna drink this cup of coffee. I'm gonna use it to be productive. Instead of like, I shouldn't be doing this. I saw Dan McDonald, he doesn't eat donuts. You know, it's not even vegan. Oh my God, you know, it's got sugar. But you're just so, you know, stressed or whatever, and you're just making it worse. So I'm trying to inch people up to where they're like, okay, it's a donut. I got this little thing with the donuts, and the donuts at work are free, and I'm a cop. You know, we eat donuts. Got the coffee, it's free too, you know. I'm stressed out, I got this deadline. And just listen, DTM is like, you know what, DTM said it was okay for me to eat the donuts and have the coffee. I'm gonna eat the donuts, I'm gonna have the coffee, and then when I get off work tonight, I'm gonna make 4 jars of lemon ginger blast, and I'm gonna drink that all through the weekend and go out for a walk on the beach. And I'm trying to say, just love yourself no matter where you're at, because that's what I've had to learn how to do, because it's perfect is not happening. I'm getting closer. When I'm perfect, I'll let you know. Then I'm gonna come to your house, stand over your shoulder, and judge every damn thing you eat, you loser. You know, that's what the internet's like, you know what I mean? A bunch of people standing over your shoulder. I don't know about you, but I'd be like this, crack! Oh, I'm sorry, was that your nose? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Get off me, you know? I'm gonna eat what I want, asshat. You know what I mean? The food police, because people are like stressed and they're struggling, and it's like you got the food police standing over your shoulder trying to tell you what to eat. It's like, I got an idea, I'm gonna knock you the F out, you son of a god. You know what I mean? Nobody wants the food police, man. We're all working together. And I'm just trying to be a beacon of love. A beacon of love, baby. For you, a friend, online, because I want to be alone, motherfuckers. Leave me alone. I got my pool, I got my little bike. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just kidding, but I'm kind of a loner. But let's be online friends, you know, and don't judge yourself. Enjoy the donut, Don't judge anyone else. Love yourself. 20 minutes. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much for hitting the thumbs up, subscribe, and leaving a comment. I'm out of here right now. It's hot.